And we stick with those two are the main ones that we use for maintenance that are full.
Hello, hello, hello. This is Mike coming to you on the new to commercial channel. My name is Mike Reed, and the goal of my channel is to introduce people who have some experience with residential appliances and introduce them to the world of commercial appliances, working on in restaurants, grocery stores, hotels, hospitals, you name it. Right? So today, well, this video is August 1st, 2023. This one is in regards to Carprigiani training that is going to be in, let's see here, Carprigiani's training is going to be 9/12 to 9/13, right? And then they have a second class that is 9/14 and 9/15. So they didn't notify me until late. This is only for experienced people. So they have to know by Friday the 4th. So today is August the 1st. Most of you will see this maybe August the 2nd. Class is held in, let's see here. Class is held in North Carolina. This will be at the Ally Group, or as some say, the Ollie Group corporate offices where they have a training facility and everything like that. So they'll have classes for their hot side stuff. They have classes for their dishwashers, and then they also have classes for the Carprigiani equipment there. And sometimes they actually have it in Chicago. So we'll find out. So they said due to high demand for their September class, they're offering 2 classes. We'll get back to that. First things first. Let me see here. Let us see if we got anybody in here. Earlier today, I put out a quick little video about Charleston refrigerators and some of the things going on with Charleston. So I hope you guys like it. Hope you enjoy it. But what I've got going on is the number of people that have inquired on getting new accounts. So what I've decided to do was I went into one of the organizations that handles facility maintenance. And one of the companies is this one, Chain Store Maintenance. So chain store maintenance handles a large number of clientele, and this would be an opportunity for people that are having a very difficult time to get into the business. Now, their goal is not to pay you all that much, but this would get you exposure and get you comfortable with the business. What I've decided to do is I will go ahead and fill out the form. I'll fill out the form, and so you can see what's going on through me. So I'm going to fill this thing out tomorrow. I'll go over this with you all page by page. We're going to go over this tomorrow and see how long it takes to get a response, see how long it takes to get added to the system, see how long it takes for the first call, see what type of clientele is going to be involved with this, and see how quickly they pay. Now, they say 30 days, but that doesn't always mean exactly 30 days. It's a pretty straightforward form. They even have the Accord, example of the Accord with that. So I thought that would be something interesting to take you all along with me on that, so you'd have a good idea. So this one is called Chain Store Maintenance, and they're out of Massachusetts. Their number is 1-800. Let's see here. Let me put their number in here. And their number is 1-800 888 1674 for Chain Store. Let's see here. This is Chain Store Maintenance. Now, I have no knowledge on this company whatsoever. This is not a recommendation for them. I'm actually going to experience them firsthand for you. I put up on the screen the sheet so you could follow along with me, and I'll read through some of the requirements, and it's really not much. So welcome all of you that's come into the chat. Appreciate you being here. Just going over some of the things that one of the companies is asking for to add you to their system. So this is Chain Store Maintenance. Just real quick, we'll go through this. So they're just thanking you for their interest in working with Chain Store Maintenance. And they're saying a little bit about them. Chain Store Maintenance is a national maintenance company responsible for securing contractors to service retail stores, restaurants, specialty locations throughout the United States, Canada, and Puerto Rico. We are constantly in search of new, skilled, and price-conscious contractors in order to best service our customers with each of their maintenance needs. Price-conscious, my ass. It means they're trying to be cheap. We would love for you to be part of our team. How nice. So, all right, they say, please complete the information below. Read the attached policies and procedure page for servicing and invoicing, and send it all back to us at your earliest convenience. So I have included this sheet here on the screen. Hopefully you could see it. Hopefully you can read along with me. Now it says, once we receive all this information back from you, we'll be able to add your company to our database. When a service request arises in your area, we will be sure to give you a call. Now, all they're looking for is name of your company, the contact name, and a phone number for your service. a name for billing, your mailing address, an email address, your fax. Like, who the hell uses fax anyway? Even though you could use eFax. I don't know if anybody here uses eFax. Do you provide 24-hour emergency service? I'm just gonna say hell no. All right. Um, if yes, no. What radius do you cover? So, as a rule of thumb, when everybody asks you what kind of radius you cover, you pick a very, very small radius. Pick a very small radius. All right. So we're gonna fill out some of this. Well, actually, we'll fill out all of this together, and then we're gonna go over the Carprigiani because the Carprigiani information, Carpigiani's in McDonald's, and then people that have ice cream shops and things like that, they use Carpigiani. The Carpigiani is for experienced technicians. This isn't for like an entry level. This isn't an entry level class. So, all right, they're also asking what trades do you cover? What's your hourly rate? What's your overtime rate? Then they say please provide your insurance carrier. For me, it's the Hartford. I don't know if you see that. And make this bigger. I just so happen to have this today. The Hartford just sent this. I haven't even opened it because it's time to renew my policy, and they actually changed my insurance policy. They quadrupled my premium, so I had to fight with them on that. So these are wow. These are actually the companies. These are the companies that have my insurance. These are the ones that are listed. So these are people that I do business with. Interesting. It it looks like a lot, doesn't it? Yeah. Wow. Wow. Yeah, these are all the same. So that's what these guys want. They want to be listed. Let me take my personal information down. And the funny thing is, they're not even asking. They just want to know your insurance carrier. They just want to know your insurance carrier. They don't even want the policy number, your account number. That's strange. And so they want to. That's what they have here. All right, and I'm gonna try to make this video quick. So this is the sample that they send, and they just want to be listed at the bottom like that. So that's what is here to be listed at the bottom. All right. Man. All right. Enough of that paperwork. So we went over that. So they just want to know who you are, where you're willing to service. Now the insurance requirements. Let me put the sheet back up. Let me put the sheet back up. Like I said, most people are not going to be seeing this on the first. You will be watching the replay. All right. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Put your questions in the chat, and then I'll address them same time. All right. So now, what they want to know is, they say, please provide the following documentation. They need each and every one of these items before they can set us up for payment, and that's the key thing. They'll set you up. They'll give you the work, but unless they have everything, they're not going to pay you. So they'll let you go out there and do work, but they won't pay you. Insurance requirements. Please provide a copy of your current general liability, which is this. These are general liability. Accord forms. Listing chain store maintenance as the certificate holder. So that's down at the bottom. We can only hire insured contractors. Please have your insurance agent list us as the following. So they provide their address, so you can add it to your insurance, like I showed earlier down at the bottom. So now they want. So I don't have any employees, so I just have to fill out a workers' compensation waiver. They want your tax information, so you just give them a W-9. Now they're talking about the work order policies and procedures. So they're explaining what an emergency call is, and then they explain what a next day call is. So the emergency call, all emergency calls must be scheduled for service the day the call is received. Please verify the emergency situation at the location. Right? So they want you there. Perform the work required as long as it is under the not to exceed, the NTE, the not to exceed amount provided on the work order, and quote, permanent repairs if needed. Call chain store maintenance the same or next day with the cost of the emergency, as well as the quote for any additional work required to complete the call, if any. Right. So they just want to be noticed, but notified. But the reason why they say next day is because if you call, like especially for an emergency, if you're out there like now, 10 p.m., something like that, and they're on the East Coast, chances are you're not going to be able to get a hold of anybody. All work. And the second thing it says is, I'm sorry, next day. These calls must be completed in time specified on the work order under the not to exceed provided. Upon completion of the work, please contact chain store maintenance advising what services were performed and if any additional work is needed. So that falls under the next day category. So the first one was emergency, second one was next day. Now, the other part that they're talking about is all work orders must either be faxed or emailed. Yeah, who the hell is faxing? Please acknowledge the orders the same day they are received. And the reason why they do that, these companies do that, because they'll send an email, and especially to somebody like myself, if I'm busy working and I don't even notice that I have an email, if I don't even check my emails, there's no way I know that somebody needs service. And by the time I find out they need service, it's usually the next day. So they just want you to call them as soon as you see that email. Please notify chain store maintenance the date when you'll be visiting the store and when the work will be scheduled. If the job needs to be rescheduled for any reason, please contact us with the update. Right. So now they want to talk about the not to exceed, the NTE. If the job cost is going to exceed the not to exceed price as noted on the work order you receive from us, please call us from the store with a quote to complete the job prior to doing the job. So you get out there and they say the NTE is $750, which is typically, a normal thing. They say, please don't exceed $750 on this job. And you get out there and you see it's, you look it up and you see the fan motor is $500. And by the time you're done with your labor and service cost, you're like, man, it's going to be more than $750. So in that case, they want you to call up and give them the quote beforehand, especially like I've been talking about Charleston lately. Let's say if it's a real Charleston and not one of those Charleston center lines, the evaporated fan motor on the Charleston is $1,000. Actually, I think it's more than $1,000 now. So if you go out on a fridge and it's $1,000 fan motor, you've already exceeded your NTE. And so you would have to call them, tell them, hey, look, this is what it is. This is what's going on. And then they would have to tell you yes or no to do the job. All right. Chain store maintenance staff is available 24/7 for questions and approvals. Yeah, right. If a job is going to exceed the NTE, please do not discuss pricing with the store. So, store stamp and signature. You must obtain a store stamp and signature from the manager on duty when work has been completed or surveyed. This must be one for each and every service call or trip to the store. Now, they keep mentioning a service sticker and like a rubber stamper. Most stores don't even have one. So it's just typically going to be a signature from someone at the store, someone at the restaurant, or, wherever it may be. All right. So they say this is mandatory. This is mandatory for payment. I don't really care. I don't really care for that one. That I'm not too big on. We're almost done. It's only 2 pages. It's only 2 pages. So I'm gonna rip through this real quick. A work verification form must also be received from any work done at Bed Bath and Beyond. Yeah, right. Let's see. There's not gonna be many of those left. Some locations may require additional IVR compliance to check in and out on their phone system. Please make sure this is completed while you are on site. So they just want to prove that you were there, and it helps with the billing. So if you can prove when you're on site, it helps to prove your rates and everything like that. So all preventative maintenance, the PM, the checklist, and pest control paperwork must be returned to the chain store maintenance with your work order. With you work, it's supposed to be with your work order. Now, backflow documents. I have no idea what the hell backflow is. Backflow documents must be filed with the appropriate utility company, and a copy must be sent to chain store maintenance with our work order and your invoice. What I think they mean is backflow preventer, backflow prevention. And that's a very specialized thing right now. It's not a difficult thing. It's extremely easy thing to do, but you have to be certified, and it takes like a week to do it. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So number 8 on this list is completion of the work. Please notify chain store maintenance upon completion of any and all work performed at the store. I think we went over that earlier. So now we're talking about quotes. We require that all quotes. Sorry, hold on 1 second. Let me keep you up with me. No, you were there with me. Sorry about that. Okay. We require that all quotes are submitted to chain store maintenance within 24 hours of viewing the location and identifying the scope of the work required as listed on the work order. If you cannot quote to us within the time frame, you must notify us ASAP. And this is written by a woman. All quotes must be broken down by labor and materials, including number of men, number of hours, as well as materials needed to complete the job. Corporates, it should be, corporates will not accept quotes without this information. Corporate will not accept quotes without this information. All right, so now invoicing. Invoicing and payment terms. That's what you guys want to know. So invoicing requirements, store stamp, and signature from manager on duty, and it's typically just going to be a signature. Contractor invoice, material, labor, and tax breakdown, work order number, and store location number. Smaller chains do not have a store location, but larger ones do. Like they said before, your Bed Bath and Beyonds, your Dollar General, your dollar stores, 99 cent, all that kind of stuff. They all have store numbers, but other stores, they don't have those. So that's nothing to argue with the store over. You basically just need a signature. So the third line is a complete description of work performed. You definitely need that. And they usually argue with you over that. So they want time in and time out, which is also what was the number 5, the work verification deal anyway. So they're repeating themselves. Number 5, we only accept one invoice per work order. If you have multiple invoices for one job, please contact chain store maintenance. All invoices and required paperwork must be submitted together. All right, so now it says that all the above must be sent to processing within 7 days of completing the job. I'm really bad with that one. So you email contractor invoicing at chain store. So they don't want any JPEG. Let's see here. They don't want to embed it in the email. No links can be sent. They really okay. So they do want you to send a PDF. So just make sure it's a PDF. That's all they should have said. Now, you can mail it. Nobody's doing that. We cannot guarantee payment if we do not receive all the above within 25 days of you completing the job. So payment terms, chain store maintenance pays all contractor invoices net 30 days from receipt of your invoice. The invoice will be paid pending all requirements have been met for payment. Basically. So to the last page. So what I'll do is I'll fill this out tonight. I'll submit this tomorrow, and then we'll see how long it takes to get the first job. The administrative fee. Now this is the big one. Chain store maintenance charges a 2.9. Why didn't you just round up to 3? But 2.9% administrative fee. And such amounts will be deducted from payments on contractor invoices. So whatever you're doing, you got to make sure you bump it up another 3% to cover their fees. This is a standard fee in their industry. It's vastly lower than other companies who are out there charging from 5 to 7, blah, blah, blah. Any payment inquiries can be reached, could be directed to chain store maintenance. And they have an email address, a phone number, and they said they respond within 24 hours. Now, the general policies. All vendors receiving work orders from chain store maintenance are required to perform the work themselves. So no outsourcing. That's a big one. A lot of you guys like to outsource. No outsourcing. No work is to be subbed out to any other vendor at any time. If this situation is found to have occurred, payment will be made to the contractor who performed the work once a lien waiver has been received. The amount of work dispatched to each vendor depends on the level of overall service provided. That sounds weird. The amount of work dispatched to each vendor depends on the level of overall service provided. Our contractors are rated in our system based on, but not limited to, the following criteria: timely response to the initial work order, communication with chain store maintenance staff, as well as the store personnel pricing, quote breakdown, adherence to procedures in regards to check in and out, and not to exceed compliance. Store's evaluation of contractors' timely scheduling, performance, professionalism, and workmanship. Chain store maintenance billing department evaluation of contractor invoicing, practicing, and following proper procedures for payment. This is just a lot of bull. They could have skipped. They could have skipped a lot of this. To the fullest extent permissible by law, all contractors shall indemnify, defend, and hold harmless chain store maintenance and its clients. Now, the first part that was written by a lawyer. Its officers, employees, and agents for all claims, suits, or action of any nature, including workmen's compensation claims, fees, and attorney's fees, and costs arising from or relating to any job. By way of your signature, in return this correspondence, you agree to meet the following requirements. And so I'll fill that out. So I'm going to do this in the morning. Jesus, it took me 30 minutes to talk about that. So I'm going to do that in the morning. So this is, so as of August the 2nd, fill this out, see how long it takes them to give a response. And then we're going to see how long it takes to get the first job. My system with the Hartford is completely automated. So all I have to do is go in, take the information that they gave me on the second page, and then that's going to send one directly to their email address. So they will have all of this tomorrow. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make another section so that all of these it'll be like a vlog. So all of these will be in order. So you can just watch one after the other. All right. So to Carprigiani. Let's see if anybody is in here. Let's see if anybody's in here. Anybody here has any questions about Carprigiani? Do you want to see what Carprigiani looks like? Because I'm going to do this real quick. I'm going to flash my email address so you can contact me. I'm going to have to vet your experience, and then if you're qualified for it, then I can pass this on because this isn't an entry level. This is not an entry level situation. Ordinarily, I would just go ahead and give you all the info, but this time I can't. So this is Carpigiani. All right. Yeah, stuff is moving slow. I apologize for that. It is moving really slow. Gonna have to get rid of some of these. I'm gonna get rid of some of this stuff. Let me try this again. So Carpigiani is a. There we go. Finally, as you can see, it's worldwide. United Kingdom, United States, but Carpigiani is Italian. Consent to all. It's Taylor's number one as far as like ice cream machines, soft serve daiquiris, that kind of stuff. Taylor. Then you have Stolting, and then it comes down to a bunch of others. But Carpigiani is it ranks pretty high in some of the other stuff as far as gelato making machines and batch freezers. Yeah, so basically the same thing. So this is some of those. You guys have actually seen some of these in my a couple of machines I had with Stolten are actually made by Carpigiani. So while we're doing this, let me tell you once again, it is September 12th through the 13th is the first class. And then they have another class September 14th through the 15th. These are only held in North Carolina at their headquarters. You're going to want to we're going to need to call them. They also have a digital class that you have to attend. So it's a class, it's a prerequisite, and then they're gonna train you on the K3. So they're only because you're gonna have to be there uh, for those 2 days. They only give you lunch. They're not even actually even giving you breakfast. All right. So that is Carpigiani. You're gonna have to travel to North Carolina. If you already work on these type of machines, this also would put you in McDonald's. So this is one of the backup machines for McDonald's, the Carpigiani, gelato, and the whole nine. All right, so just wanted to give you guys a little something real quick, and then we'll go over. I'll make this little vlog about this chain store and see what's what. All right, you guys have a good day, and make sure. Well, I'll put the. Let me put this up there. This is my email. This is my email. So this email, you're going to use this to email me to let me know your experience with working on soft serve machines, any brand of soft serve machines. We could talk about it, and if you're well versed with it, I could pass your information on to Carpigiani, and hopefully you can get into one of those two classes. All right. So I wish you the best of luck, and See you guys on the next one.